Hi, I'm Shannon with Itsy Bitsy Book Bits, and here's what readers are saying about Ride a Dark Trail by Winter Austin. Dot Ibarra is at her family's ranch, hopefully temporarily, when she comes across Ashley, who is in need of help finding her young daughter. A tangled web ensues, and a reconnection with a former colleague, TJ Roman, who has his own reasons for finding Ashley. What should have been routine for TJ turns into a whirlwind of action, and his time with Dot does not disappoint. She is just as tenacious as he remembers, and as the heat gets more intense, they both find themselves in a precarious situation they may not come out of. I thought this was fantastic. Edge of your seat suspense, and Dot's character blew me away. She is a hard woman, but there is a charm to her that is there with snappish dialogue and determination to do what is right. I also was fascinated with TJ and his background with Dot. Wonderful addition to the book. Amazingly done. That review came from Emily on Goodreads. Here is what Jennifer had to say on Goodreads. This really is a pulse pounding mystery thriller, which kept me gripped throughout. Former, former Army helicopter pilot Dot has a serious case of wrecked nerves, and needing peace and solace, she heads to her family's Idaho ranch. However, when a desperate mother stumbles onto the ranch begging Dot to rescue her kidnapped daughter, she can't say no. With a bounty on the kidnapper's head, fugitive recovery agent TJ wants his payment for catching him, and so the pair work together to rescue the child. When Dot's friends are stabbed and armed mercenaries attack her family's ranch, things become personal, and Dot uses her skills to defend her family. Having been separated from TJ, Dot and her charges are cornered by an unknown enemy and must retreat deep into the mountainous Payette National Forest. Here, Dot, whose life's philosophy is do right, fear no man, must make a choice either fight or walk away. I thought Dot was a realistic and relatable character who I was instantly engaged with. The exciting storyline and plot twists and turns kept me happily turning the pages. The descriptive narrative brought the different settings vividly to life, helping me feel fully immersed in the story. The suspense built chapter by chapter, and I was hooked. This fast paced, action packed story had me reading late into the night, unable to put the book down. This next one comes from K.M. Turner 86 on BookBub. Ride a Dark Trail by Winter Austin is the first book in the A Bounty of Shadows series, and wow, what a fantastic start. Dot, Dorothy, is a retired helicopter pilot and has taken up life on a ranch with her mother, Angela. Dot and her mother both are strong women. Both are no nonsense. When a girl named Ashley shows up on the property, bloodied, beaten, and desperate to find her daughter, a whole new series of events unfold, and Dot's quiet life is quickly uprooted in a blink of an eye. I loved how this story was paced with just enough backstory before being launched into the adventure and mystery. The writing was perfect, with enough detail to visualize the story unfold without going overboard or being repetitive. I was so intrigued and honestly loved the characters so much. All of these details had me turning the pages until there were no more pages to turn. I am really excited to see what comes next. Here's one from Carrie Baker on Amazon. Having read a few books by this author, Winter Austin is now someone I don't hesitate to pick up. So when I saw the first book in a new series, I knew I had to give this a go. From the moment I started reading, I was easily pulled into the story. It was exciting, engaging, and knew exactly how to capture my interest. The author managed to pack so much into one book, and yet it never felt like it was too much. I loved the storyline in the book as well. They brought so much to the overall storyline, and I became invested in them as soon as I started reading about them. I wanted to know more, and I wanted to see how their story would play out. This is a brilliant story and such a strong start to a new series. I cannot wait to see what will be next in the series. Our last review today comes from Amber Peak on Amazon. Ride a Dark Trail by Winter Austin is book one in a Bounty of Shadows series. This is a great book that sucks you into Dot's world and has you wondering what is going to happen next. Dot has had some bad luck in her life and is ready for some peace and quiet at her family's ranch. What she gets is a woman in desperate need of her help to save her daughter and protect her. Things get messy, and it's an all out fight to stay alive, where Dot has to use her army training and survival skills to keep them alive. This is a great adventure book that keeps you on your toes. Thanks again for tuning in to hear what readers are saying about Ride a Dark Trail by Winter Austen. See you next time.